Alright guys, welcome back to another fragrance video. So a long time since I posted, but I came back with a banger. So one of the niche fragrance companies that I actually am quite fond of is the brand of Mancera Paris. So I've talked about Mancera fragrances a few times on the channel, but what I want to do is bring y'all another big three edition of three of my favorites from the line. So the first and foremost one is a familiar face that we've seen. Lost the cap actually, and I'm almost out of this bottle, but this first one is called Red Tobacco from Mancera. So Red Tobacco, you're gonna have a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of oud, a little bit of apple, a little bit of Tabasco, and incense in this first one. One of the longest lasting and honestly one of the furthest projecting fragrances I own in my collection, but it is a compliment monster for me. Definitely people love that cinnamon, they love the boldness, but it's also, while it does have that oud and that woody and that spiciness, it does also have a sweet component to it that gives it a very pleasant appeal to people. And it's one of those, when you walk in a room, people are going to smell you, no hesitancy. You can wear it all day. You don't need that many sprays of it either, and it'll really be able to get the job done. The second one is this one here that honestly is not for everyone, but to me, it actually does really well. This one is called Oud Lemon Mint. All right, so Oud Lemon Mint, kind of what the name entails is what it has. So you got some lemon, you got some almond, you got some pepper, you also got some oud, some leather, and also some vetiver in that one as well. Now, Oud Lemon Mint, I'll be frank, the opening is a little bit sharp, a little bit of an inky opening in the beginning. So when you first spray it, you have to kind of let it sit. But once it sits and it kind of dries down, it actually is very pleasant. That almond, that oud, that leather, that vetiver really starts to be projected, and it's honestly done quite well. The leather isn't overly, like car smelling, but it is there, and then that almond and oud is done really well, and it kind of projects. So that one is also done well as far as compliment pooling and compliment factors. So I think that's one for you to try. And then this last one, last but not least, is probably one I constantly find myself running back to and always using. This one is Instant Crush. So Instant Crush, a lot of people say, oh, Baccarat Rouge clone or similar to Baccarat Rouge. I can sort of see that from the sweetness of it and sort of the aromatic appeal. It tries to mimic that candy, that sort of red candy, but it's almost like a caramel rather than red candy, in my opinion. But Instant Crush is going to have you some saffron, some amber, some jasmine, some vanilla, and some musk in it. The musk is very light, it's very hidden, and you really get that jasmine, vanilla, and amber mix. So a very aromatic fragrance, but it's one of those I'm always getting 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Very highly rated, very well put together, very smooth, and one of those, it never chokes anybody out. It's always very pleasant to be in, be wearing, and honestly, people just like that presence, that smell. A little bit, again, you don't want to smell out the bottle. It doesn't do the fragrance justice to smell out the bottle. You really should be able to spray it on, wear it on, and then really get your opinion from that, because if you smell it out the bottle, there is a level of inkiness to it. So these three fragrances definitely are ones that you definitely got to spray them to really get the full picture of what these fragrances mean and entail. But for the price also, I mean, Mancera is not a fragrance company that's going to cost you a whole lot. But if you get your hands on them, I think you'll be able to find some niche collections to add to your collection.